Revoice Podcast Network. The mic is ours.
Welcome back to the Bad Attitude Podcast, the podcast where we dive into the creative prowess behind local VCU artists. Bad Attitude was created by host/sound editor Brett Coleman and producer Abby DeCandia. In Season 3, we'll be sitting down with a variety of creatives that we hope to recognize from VCU and hope to get more into the mind of the individual. On this 6th episode of Season 3, we're sitting down with Gabbie. They are currently a junior at VCU majoring in sculpture, set to graduate in 2026. Gabbie considers themselves as a performer. Through their music and artistry, they hope to combine sensory reality with dreams. Gabbie also spends time DJing alongside drag-esque elements in their performance. All right, go ahead and introduce yourself and what you do.
Hey guys, I'm Gabbie. Honestly, I like to do everything. I like to do too much. Definitely a lot of performance, although I don't even know if I would like to call it that, but mostly just doing things for other people, to make people happy.
Do you have a certain format that you think is superior to listen to music on? Do you think vinyl is the best, cassettes, CD, or streaming? What's your preferred way to listen to music?
Honestly, I feel like vinyl, I'm scared of vinyl in a way because you're supposed to treat the records all nicely and you have to wash them, what? But CDs I love because I just grew up with them. My parents always had CDs, and I feel like I have this saying that most of my life has been in a car, just traveling. And I kind of like that because the music that I hear and the talking that I have, it's just really nice to have that back and forth and have that energy in a room that is moving at the same time. So definitely CDs or even just the radio, because you don't get to pick what's next.
Yeah, that's what I like about radio and CDs. I'll listen to my Spotify and I'll get it right on there and I'm I have no idea what to listen to, and I'll just go straight to the DJ and then I'm why am I letting this AI pick what I listen to rather than in my old car? My old car we had a DJ X, shout out. In my old car I had a CD player and then it got totaled, and then I got this new car, but it doesn't have a CD player, and that's the one thing I'm why doesn't this have this? That's something so little, but just putting in a CD and just okay, it's gonna play all the way through and it's gonna finish, and it's that makes it have more authenticity when you're listening to it, just letting it happen. Yeah, and that's the same way with radio. I hardly listen to radio, but there's some NTS radio that's also really cool. People make DJ sets on there, but yeah, there's a lot of cool ways to experience music and more so letting it happen rather than deciding everything. So how did you get into the start of the world of sculpture? How did you get into that?
Oh, that's really interesting. I actually came here to VCU to be a film major. I just liked film, the idea of film, because there's the script, there's acting, there's costuming, there's directing, there's lighting, there's editing, there's props, there's everything that you have to do with, making a film. And then I realized, halfway through AFO, I don't have to do that. I can just do sculpture in extended media. And that was what was interesting to me, is extended media. It can be sonic, it can just be light. It doesn't have to just be an object.
That's very interesting. Yeah, that sounds a lot kind of our major. You're talking about how the interest of doing everything, the whole process. One thing about our major is they really stress the entire production process of pre-production, production, and then post. There's a lot of work that goes into everything, and just you were talking about, those movies have so many working hands and just a lot of minds going into it. It's very interesting. I love the production process in general. And how would you say you see yourself using your art in any form in your future career, possibly?
Honestly, it's so funny because whenever my parents ask me about my career, I'm not worried at all. I just don't think I'm gonna do anything traditionally. I just feel I always say you'll know me when you see me, or you'll feel me in the air. Like, just like the horse thing that I did recently, like, there's always going to be some crazy thing happening or coming up that is just like gonna be me, or it's gonna be us. It's just gonna be this energy of like warmth and sun, and I don't know.
Yeah.
That's really, I don't have any specifics. I just know that I want to do crazy big things in a literal sense, and a metaphorical sense, and in a spiritual sense, and in so many senses.
Yeah, you mentioned the horse thing. That's what my producer brought up when I got here. My producer's like, yeah, they brought a horse on campus, and then they showed me these pictures, and I was like, is that a pony? And I'm like, what? And then, so what gave you the idea to be horsing around on campus? Where'd you get this?
So it started with this dream I had, and the dream was that I wanted to be flying down Broad Street in Richmond on a horse. And of course, that's not very realistic, even despite Virginia does have very like easy horse laws, so I could potentially, if I trained harder. It was just like a fast dream, and I was like, how do I make this real in some way, shape or form? You know, I could have made a horse, but I was like, you know what? I'll put in the work. I'll actually get a horse. But I didn't want it to just be for me. I wanted it to be for other people. And so then it kind of formed the idea, okay, I'll get a horse. I have this idea of like forming dreams, and I want to get input from other people of dreams. So the horse is going to be kind of a starting point of where I'm going with collecting other people's dreams and kind of making those real. As childish as it sounds, I love to be childish. So I just want to make dreams real, and that was one of mine. To go around campus as Cupid, making all the people without Valentines or with have a happier day. And I would say it worked. A lot of little kids, some older people, and a lot of people sitting alone smiled. And that was really what I wanted.
Yeah, clearly it worked. I mean, Abby showed me pictures. I saw it. Like, I wouldn't have believed it. Yeah, you're doing that strictly off a dream you had, right?
Yeah, basically. I mean, there was some like marketing, graphic design, costuming things that I like to do, but really it was just like, I have a dream. Like, how do I make this crazy thing come to life?
Yeah, and that's something I've noticed with you. You're very like, you have these ideas, these dreams, and you go for it. You put everything you can into it, and I think that takes a lot of admiration to like really get there and just go for it. You're really onto something for sure.
Thanks.
What is it about the art of performance that you exhibit that others might not quite understand or grasp that you do, though?
I don't care how much of a fool I make of myself. I think that's I see myself as like a gesture. Everything has to be in jest. Everything is meant to be played with. If you can't play with ideas, then it's just like a cold, hard thing that sits there. Like, what do you do with it? So, you know, I just like to juggle around with things, the same as like ideas. I like to put 15 million things together, or with dreams, I mean. I like to put 15 million things together and like make it an amalgamatic thing and then destruct it, you know. And so I think that collection is also an interesting thing to me, just like playing with performance and collecting different things and adding it in.
Any socials you'd like to mention that you want to, where can people find your work? And do you have any future events you want to mention?
Future events? I guess you'll just have to be looking around for posters, maybe like planes in the air with banners or something. Maybe the clouds will be in a fun shape.
Or maybe in dreams.
Right, or look in your dreams and then you'll see
Yeah.
it. Not me, but you'll see you'll see something in there.
Something.
And it'll be like a little sprite or something. My socials though. I would say my DJ name is Motherboard. I will say my main Instagram is Pieda. That's Pieduhh. That's 2 H's. My art account is Neon Dream. I think there's a couple underscores in there, but.
Well, thank you so much for being a part of this.
Yeah, thank you.
Really, really great guest. Really interesting. Yeah, loved hearing the DJ set. Yeah, it was a great time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Are you a musician, artist, or creative of some kind? Reach out to us on Instagram at badattitude_revoice to possibly become a guest on the show. We're always looking for more guests. Bad Attitude is exclusively a product of VCU's Revoice Podcast Network, VCU's first student-ran podcast network. while you're at it, go check out a brand new episode of Rate This Plate with Kyler as he goes to Burger Brew. Thank you so much for listening to episode 6 of season 3.